Ready?
Yep.
Okay, good evening, everybody. I'm going to call the meeting to order. This is the Commission on the City Plan, Tuesday, March 21st, 2023. It is a hybrid meeting. I note that myself and Michael Lehan are here, as is Dean Nason, our new alternate member, and that does make a quorum. And I welcome Dean Nason to the board and thank him for volunteering his service. So thanks for being here, Dean.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
So I'm going to ask for a motion to approve the February 21st minutes. Can you do that, Mike?
Yeah, I'll move to accept those minutes.
Yeah, and since Dean wasn't here at that time, I'll second it. And all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so those minutes are approved, and we don't have any communication, Stan?
We do not. I just add that let's speak their name for the record,
All right.
for the clerk.
I don't know if when you during the meeting and hearing, if state your name for the record. Okay, so we have no old business on the agenda. The new business is a public hearing and potential action on the following application. Special permit 23-1, 326 Washington Street. Request to install 6 10-foot cellular antennas on the roof of Backus Hospital, property of William W. Backus Hospital, Inc. Application of Victoria Massey, NSS OBO Dish Wireless LLC, Assessors Map 76, Block 1, Lot 41, Zone R20. We would need a motion at this point to open the public hearing if we could. Either
Yeah,
Dean.
motion to open the public hearing.
Okay, so we have a motion
Second.
and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. So the public hearing is open, and I note that there are parties here, and I assume they're representing the applicant. So if one of you folks would like to take the floor, you can at this time.
Yes, good evening. My name is Victoria Massey. I'm actually the applicant of this. I am representing Dish Wireless, as well as my manager here, Denise Sabo, is on with me this evening. Dish Wireless is, hi, how are you guys doing? Dish Wireless is looking to install antenna on the rooftop located at 326 Washington Street in Backus Hospital. They will be installing the antenna on the penthouse there. 6 antenna will be installed, 12 new radios, as well as existing equipment on top of the rooftop on the platform located there. There is an existing platform that Dish is looking to install on. The antenna will be installed at the 99-foot level of the rooftop on exterior wall mounts. Denise, if you kind of want to take it away from here.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening. So as Victoria said, this is a proposal for the 6 antenna. They're located centrally on the rooftop on the penthouse. The landlord has also given Dish they have an old abandoned steel platform that they're going to be putting their radio cabinet that used to be housed for HVAC. So the platform is already there for them to install their cabinet equipment. And there are other antenna located on this penthouse, with the highest one being at the top of it at 101 feet. So the reason we're here is that they're actually 6-foot antenna, but they come exactly at the 10-foot allowance above the penthouse. So the top of the penthouse is at 89, the top of the antenna are at 99, and the existing is at 101.
Okay.
Oh,
Do you have a question, Mike?
are these gonna be located in the same area as the existing ones?
Yes, so they're on the existing, I believe there's 4 or 5 Omni whip antenna that are located on this penthouse, and yes, sir, they are. So they'll be to either side of the building on the penthouse, the front and back. And then across from it is the stairwell, like another penthouse, and then the other 2 will be there. So it'll be 4 in between the existing antenna and then 2 right across.
Denise, this is Dan. Do you have something that you can show the members if you share your screen? One of you?
Yes. I'm sorry, I assumed that you guys had the drawings. I apologize. Let me share my screen.
Yeah, that would be good. Thank you.
Mhm. Are you able to see the construction drawing?
Yes,
Okay, is it large enough?
yes.
Okay, great. So here's the existing penthouse. And we've had them add, you could see the existing antenna here. And this is the highest one, which is 101 feet AGL, and there'll be 2 of our proposed antenna here, 2 to the side, and then 2 across the way on the stairwell for the total of 6.
And you said they're actually lower than the highest existing one that.
Is at 101. Yeah, we just wanted to double check for this meeting, so we had him add it to the drawing, the architect added to the drawing.
Okay. Any other questions for the applicant?
No, I mean, I've known Bacchus Hospital has had those antennas on them for years and years, so. As long as these are lower than the others, then they're not gonna be any more visible than the ones they have are. And I don't really see them.
Okay, and Dean, any questions for you or?
No, it just seems like they're adding 2 to the right side of the building that were not there previously. Those 2
Correct.
there.
Yeah, that, it looks like that spot didn't have any antennas on it before.
It's the stairwell building that you come out of. So let me come to the cover page, you get a better picture. So here you'd have, see how there's this, it's kind of like a penthouse building, but then there's a separate in the middle. Let me see if I could zoom in. So the other 2 would be located on the stairwell across from the penthouse.
Right there.
Mhm.
Okay. And these new antennas, who do they provide service to?
So Dish Wireless, as part of the T-Mobile Sprint settlement with the DOJ, they had gained X amount of spectrum, and they're on a 5-year build out plan to keep it a competitive market. So they're a newer company that was required to gain the spectrum and add services. So we've been doing these for the last few years for them.
So this is for wireless service?
That's correct. Dish Wireless.
Is Dish Wireless going wireless without the big dishes in your yard?
So it's Dish Wireless is going to have its own separate wireless service. That's correct.
Well, can't be any worse than the one I got, so.
It was a federal ruling as part of the settlement when they allowed for the Sprint and T-Mobile merger. Part of that was, it was a requirement that to keep the market competitive, we had to have the additional carrier. So they did have to give some of the spectrum to Dish, and we've been working all together, the companies, to make sure that Dish gets their system up and running.
What's the term of your contract? Using this site?
Oh, with the hospital?
Yes.
I'd have to check the lease.
On the 5 years.
That's
this
what I
is
thought. Chuck it's
Chuck
5.
Chuck Regalbuto, Director of Operations, Northeast Site Solutions, working with Denise and Victoria.
Okay, you said 5 years,
25 years.
25, that's what I heard, but she said 5. Okay, 25 years. How frequently do these need to be serviced?
So they have a tech that would service them as needed, like if something was to go out or if there
Okay.
was something wrong or a storm. But in general, besides that, if there was a service change, new antenna, then it, it would be a replacement and would go back through you folks.
Okay, any other questions? Does the applicant have any other information they want to present at this time?
No, not unless you have any other questions.
Okay, and is there anybody, do we have anybody in the waiting room, Dan, any members of the public? Because there's nobody here.
We do not.
So I assume then there's nobody that we know of who's wishing to speak in favor of or in opposition to the application at this time. That being the case, I think we could have a motion to close the public hearing. Dan, do you have anything to add to the record before we do that?
I would just like to go over my memo real quick, or
Okay.
Deanna's memo.
Sure.
We forwarded it around to the typical departments. We didn't really have any comments back. They're below the height of the existing rooftop and may not result in significant visual impact. We do have all of the required written responses. We did get the original copies of the certified mailing receipts. They do have a waiver request in for 3 items. It's the E&S bonds, the drainage calcs, and the deed based on their leasing space. So I'd remind you that you need to act on that. And I think that's pretty much it. If someone makes a motion to approve, I would ask that the conditions from the memo be added to that motion. And I will show the exhibit list here now on screen and ask you to waive the reading through of this. I'll provide it to the clerk when they're preparing the minutes.
Okay, so with that being said, could we have a motion to close the public hearing at this time then?
Yeah, motion to close the public hearing?
Second.
And a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so the public hearing is closed. At this time, we can take action on the motion. I would ask that anybody who makes a motion for approval, if that's what they're going to do, to adopt the conditions of the planner's memo in the motion, and to also we would need a waiver, motion to waive the bond estimate, the deed, since this is a lease, and drainage calculations since they don't apply. So somebody wants to make a motion, that would be great.
I'll start first with make a motion on the waiver of the bond estimate, the deed, and the drainage collection.
Calculations, yeah. Okay, so there's a motion to waive the requirement for a bond estimate, the deed, and drainage calculations. Can we get a second on that?
Second?
Okay, so motion made and second. Any discussion? Hearing none, then all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so the motion for the waiver is approved, and then from there.
Then I'll make a motion to waive the reading of all the exhibits.
Thank you. I forgot that. Short
Yeah,
term.
second that.
So we have a motion and a second to waive the reading of the exhibits and the exhibit list. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so that motion is passed to waive the reading. And I guess at this point, if we could have a motion to act upon the application one way or the other.
Then
Mo-
I
Yep,
will.
go ahead.
I will make a motion to approve the application, subject to the conditions of the memo that is currently on our screen and prepared by staff.
Okay, so there's a motion to approve the application for the special permit, subject to the conditions set forth in the memo as seen on the screen tonight. Can we have a second?
I second that.
Okay, so the motion is made and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No. So the motion carries and the special permit application is approved. All right, thank you very much, Denise and Victoria and Chuck for your participation. And I think that's all we have on the agenda for this meeting tonight, unless Dan has a staff report for us.
I do not.
So no staff report. And Dean, you did splendidly at your first meeting.
Thank you.
And I would like to take this
Without you.
opportunity to welcome him onto the board. It's great to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Again, thanks for volunteering your time. All that being said, I guess we can have a motion to adjourn then.
Thank you all.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you.
Make the motion.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so the meeting's adjourned. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, gentlemen.